airline ticket prices can feel totally random. $80 one day, $280 the next. But behind the chaos is a finely tuned strategy. In this episode of Airline Chronicles, we're breaking it all down, uncovering how airlines set fares, how they still make money even on cheap seats, and sharing practical tips to help you find a better deal on your next flight. When a passenger buys a ticket, they're not just paying for a seat in the sky, they're funding a complex machine. Jet fuel is often the largest single cost, making up anywhere from 25 to 40% of an airline's expenses. That's why some carriers practice fuel tankering, where they fill up on cheaper fuel at one airport to avoid paying premium prices at another. Over time, this strategy can save millions. In an industry where margins are razor-thin, every drop matters, especially in competitive markets where keeping fares low is crucial. Labor is next, covering salaries for pilots, cabin crew, engineers, and customer service agents. Add to that aircraft leasing, since most airlines rent their fleets, and the constant maintenance needed to keep everything safe and compliant. Then there are airport and air traffic control fees, catering, insurance, IT systems, cleaning, and finally, a very slim profit margin, usually just a few percent if the airline is lucky. Some even operate at a loss. So that $200 ticket? It's being stretched across dozens of cost centers before the airline sees any real return. A flight might cost $100 on Tuesday, then $300 the next day. The reason? Dynamic pricing. Airlines use sophisticated algorithms that adjust fares in real time based on supply, demand, booking behavior, and even what competitors are charging. Tickets are released in pricing buckets, and once the cheaper buckets fill up, the price climbs. Booking early often secures a lower fare, while waiting until the last minute can mean paying a premium, especially for popular routes or busy periods. Demand surges around school holidays, sports finals, or big events like a Taylor Swift concert. And some days, like Tuesdays and Wednesdays, are typically cheaper, while Fridays and Sundays spike with business and leisure travel. Each economy cabin can have a dozen fare classes with different rules, restrictions, and baggage allowances. Two people sitting next to each other might have paid vastly different prices for the exact same seat. While passengers focus on overhead bins, the real treasure might be stored in the plane's belly. Cargo plays a massive role in airline revenue. From fresh seafood and flowers to high-value electronics and medical supplies, freight travels all over the globe, often on the very same flights as regular passengers. On long-haul routes like Hong Kong to Los Angeles or Dubai to London, cargo revenue alone can make a flight profitable. Some airlines, like Emirates Sky Cargo or Lufthansa Cargo, have entire divisions dedicated to freight, running networks that rival their passenger services. This extra revenue helps airlines keep ticket prices competitive, especially on trade-heavy routes. Airlines typically fall into two categories: low-cost carriers and full-service legacy airlines. Low-cost carriers like Frontier or Ryanair usually operate with one aircraft type, fast turnarounds, minimal perks, and a focus on volume. They keep fares low by charging for almost everything beyond the seat, from baggage to snacks to seat selection. Legacy airlines like Qantas or Singapore Airlines offer a more inclusive experience. The ticket might be higher up front, but it often includes luggage, meals, and frequent flyer points. These carriers operate complex fleets and global networks with business lounges, alliance partnerships, and higher staffing levels. Both models work, they just cater to different priorities. And both use price segmentation to maximize profit. For example, that $60 low-cost ticket can jump to $160 once extras are added. Meanwhile, a $160 legacy fare might include it all. The key difference? One shows you the full price up front. The other makes you build it to a level of value you need. In revenue terms, a single business class seat can earn the airline as much as 5 to 7 economy tickets or more, depending on the route. That's why premium cabins are a major part of many airlines' strategies. They're not just offering luxury, they're underwriting the flight. Corporate travelers often book business class at short notice, paying top dollar because companies cover the cost. These bookings are less price sensitive, which allows airlines to charge more and boost margins. Then there's loyalty. Frequent flyer programs are one of the most valuable parts of an airline's business. For instance, Qantas frequent flyer has been more profitable than its flying operation at times. Selling points to credit card companies, offering status perks, and creating a reason for travelers to stay loyal even when fares are higher gives airlines a reliable revenue base. On a typical flight, not every seat is sold at the same price, not even close. Airlines distribute seats across multiple fare classes in each cabin. For example, in economy, the first dozen seats might go for $90, the next group for $120, then $150, and so on. By the time the plane is 75% full, only the higher-priced fare buckets remain. This is known as revenue management, a science built on predicting what people will pay and when. Often, fewer than 20% of passengers on a given flight scored the absolute lowest fare. While passengers can't control the algorithms, there are still ways to find a better deal. Book early, ideally 1 to 3 months ahead for domestic flights and 3 to 6 months for international. Avoid peak days like Fridays and Sundays and aim for midweek travel when demand is lower. Flexibility is a major advantage. Shifting travel by even a day or flying early in the morning can make a big difference. Flight comparison tools like Google Flights, Hopper, and Skyscanner help track prices and alert users to drops. Using incognito mode or clearing cookies may help prevent prices from creeping up based on repeated searches. And if a good fare shows up, don't wait. Prices can change within minutes, and hesitation can mean a more expensive seat. Signing up for airline newsletters and loyalty programs can unlock early sales, and stacking points over time can make future trips significantly cheaper. Airline pricing may seem chaotic on the surface, but it's a calculated system built on supply, demand, timing, and psychology. Everything from seat layout to bag fees is designed to make the flight profitable. Understanding how the system works won't guarantee the lowest fare, but it gives passengers the tools to make smarter, savvier decisions. Because whether it's $49 or $499, every seat has its price and someone somewhere is paying it. Have you ever been caught out? Or ever beat the system? Let us know in the comments.